نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدني علما آمين يا رب العالمين. So inshallah today is the start of our review for the week. Today the topic is Jumla Ismiya. Inshallah we'll start with some of the basic knowledge that we have, basic rules that we have regarding the parts of Jumla Ismiya, and very quickly, because that's not our focus. Our focus is practice and practicing the ayahs and the examples so that we learn how to solve Jumla Ismiya. And similarly, tomorrow we'll do Jumla Failure, inshallah. So first of all, what is Jumla Ismiya? Can somebody tell me?
Walaikum salam. Jumla Ismiya has three parts: Mubtada, Khabar, Muta'alliq bil Khabar.
Yes, those are the parts: Mubtada plus Khabar and plus Muta'alliq bil Khabar. Okay, so Jumla Ismiya basically is a sentence focused on
Ism-based sentence.
Yes, ism, which is the main topic and which we call Mubtada. So Mubtada, without the Mubtada, you cannot have a Jumla Ismiya. So the most essential part of Jumla Ismiya is the Mubtada, the ism that starts it all, right? Mubtada is the ism that starts it. Okay, then you have the next component, which is information about the Mubtada, about the topic, or as we call in English grammar, subject, right? Mubtada is your subject, Khabar is your predicate, and your MBK, Muta'alliq bil Khabar, you can see the name itself, Muta'alliq, related to bil Khabar, to the Khabar. So this is merely more information about Khabar. In a simple way, we can say that. So Mubtada is your subject, Khabar is information about the subject, predicate, and Muta'alliq bil Khabar is further information about the predicate. So it's all linked together. But what happens is that Mubtada is essential, right? You have to have Mubtada, but either you have Khabar or you have MBK, or you have both Khabar and MBK. All these combinations are possible, and we'll do all the combinations, inshallah, in the practice. Any questions up till now? Everything's clear?
Yep, everything is clear so far.
Okay. So then we'll move on. Then, in a Jumla Ismiya, you can have multiple Mubtadas, multiple Khabars, and multiple MBKs. Okay, there is no limit. Only this part is essential. You have to have a Mubtada. Either this or this are optional. These are optional. So if you have a sentence with mubtada plus khabar, that is complete sentence. Mubtada plus MBK is also a complete sentence. Now, mubtada. Rules regarding the mubtada, right? It is either the first ism in Rafa, right? Or nasab if it's coming with HON, right? So either it is Rafa or it is nasab because of an HON. Usually it will be Rafa. When it's nasab, it will be because of an HON before it. We'll see the, inshallah, we'll see the examples. Then it is usually proper, but sometimes it can be common. Do you remember why a mubtada can be common? Does anyone know the reason why a mubtada might be common?
Because of ikhtisas?
Not necessarily ikhtisas. We'll inshallah do it. I'll just explain it a little here. Like
Okay.
if you have,
When there's a jar majroor and after it a nakira comes, it's that's the normal structure.
right. So lahu, let's say kitaban, lahu kitabun, right? Mubtada can only be common when it comes after the MBK. Now with ikhtisas, this is not ikhtisas, this is normal sentence. Why? Because mubtada is only common when it follows an MBK to form a normal sentence. If it was lahul kitabu, now this is extraordinary because we know that the normal way is that the mubtada is common only after it comes after the MBK at the end. Here it is coming at the end, but it has al, so it's proper. This is ikhtisas.
Okay.
So you've understood clearly. How you do call that word? Isti whatever comes only if the mubtada is after the MBK and if it is proper.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, understood.
Right? If it's common, then it's normal. Because a proper
Yeah.
mubtada is
Only if it's
normal.
proper.
Exactly. So a proper
Okay.
mubtada is normal when it comes in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And a common mubtada is normal when it comes at the end. But
Okay.
if,
So
yeah,
it is I mean, you're saying it is common when it comes after the MBK. So MBK means the jar majroor and the special mudafs, tough time and place, both in both situations.
yeah,
It's going to be
I'm sorry, I'm having a little problem with the screen. Just a second. My pen has stopped working suddenly. I apologize. I don't know what the problem is. Just a second. Okay. Um, has anybody else written on the screen? Or I don't know why my pen is malfunctioning. I can scribble, but I can't
Mama, give me the phone.
use my pen at all. Okay.
Just got a bit better.
Subhanallah.
Good. Alhamdulillah.
Wait, let me check if it's working elsewhere. It's complete. Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair for your patience. Okay, alhamdulillah. So, I'm sorry I missed the last question. Please, could you repeat?
I was saying that you said mubtada is common when it comes after the MBK. So that means it is common when it comes after either the jar majroor or the special mudafs of time and place, both. In either
Yes.
situation, it's going to be common. Okay.
Yes, but we the examples that we did were mostly with harf
We
of
did with
jar.
inda. Yes, we did with the harf of jar and inda only. So
Oh, yes.
I had in my mind that it is just only inda, which is okay.
No, yeah,
Thank
inda
you.
is special mudaf, right? Yes, thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
reminding me. I'd forgotten that. Yes, so MBK, just MBK. So it can be both because we have special mudaf and harf of jar fragment as MBK in Jumla Ismiya, right? Okay. Then
Excuse me, sorry. I have a question. You know, you said we have mubtada common when it is after MBK. That could be the reason. But if I say baitun jamilun, the mubtada is already common, no?
if I say Baytun Jamilun, as you said, right? Now, this can, if you're taking it separately, this cannot be a mubtada. Why? Because there is a relation going on between these two. What is that relation?
Yeah, it's the
Mawsuf,
mawsuf, yeah.
Exactly. So only if I have, it can be, yeah, this can be one bucket
Yeah.
and this can be mubtada. But we cannot separate these because there is a MS relation going on.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So we've suddenly gone to the abnormal sentences. We'll start with the simple, and then inshallah we'll go on to the more complex ones, inshallah.
Sure.
So let's start with the examples, because I think if I go into the rules, we'll go too much into it. So we'll start with simple Jumla Ismiya, and then we'll move on to the complex ones, inshallah. Okay. If you do not see the screen or any problem, please do tell me. And I apologize in advance for my writing. Okay. So here you have a sentence. Now, first of all, to decide whether it is Jumla Ismiya or Fi'liya, we will do that when we do the recognition exercises, inshallah, in surfs to know and recognize fails and isms. But here we have a simple sign that the sentence is beginning with, what is this?
With pronouns. Pronouns.
Yes, it is an independent pronoun. And do you remember the five reasons for placing the invisible is that we did in the beginning?
We'll try.
How to place an invisible is.
Break in chain between common and proper.
Yes, break in chain. Then common after proper.
After the pointer.
Yes.
Next
Have
to
pointerism with no al.
yeah.
After harf of
Harf of
nasab.
nasab.
Inna and
Yes.
Ismail.
Yes.
Yes, harf of nasab and its ism.
After
What was the
idafa.
fifth reason?
And the
Turn the
ishara
pronoun.
if there is no al.
Yes. And the fifth is independent
Pronouns. Yeah.
pronouns will always be mubtada. So this is an independent pronoun huwa. It's an ism. And first, with each word in the Jumla, there's a process to follow. So inshallah, we'll do that process every time. It is tedious in the beginning. It is slow work in the beginning, but the more you know, the more easily you'll be able to navigate. So first of all, we decide whether a word is an ism or a fail. So we did that. It's an ism because it's an independent pronoun. Then we analyze the word, the four properties of ism. So can anybody analyze it? What is the status?
Singular.
It's Rafa.
Rafa.
It's Rafa.
Yes,
Singular,
because
muscular,
yes,
and marfa.
exactly. Because independent pronouns are rafa by default and they can never be anything else. And they are proper always. So you have an ism, which is the first condition. Then you have rafa status and proper type. That's your second condition. And the third condition is that it is a topic. It is the subject. So these three conditions are what you need to term a word as mubtada. Is that understood?
Asfiya, can we go quickly through these 5 points again?
The invisible is? Yes, sure, no problem. This is the placement of the invisible is, which will tell you till where the topic is and where the information khabar starts. So this makes the process easy and makes you realize till where the bucket is going for mubtada. So either you have a break in chain, which we will discuss right now through our process, that there is no relationship between the two words that we are analyzing. That will mean that one bucket is ending and the other is starting. Then number two, common after proper. It's another way of saying break in chain, but it is easier to see that if you have a common word after a proper ism, then there will be a break in chain or you will put an invisible is between them. Inshallah, as we do more examples, we'll see this how it works. Number three is pointer ism with no al. Now we know when we did the pointer fragment that if an ism comes with al on it after pointer ism, it will become musharun ilay, and then with isme ishara and musharun ilay, you will have the pointer fragment. So if you do not have an ism with al after the pointer ism, that pointer ism automatically becomes mubtada. And there's a sentence over there. We will inshallah see this as well in examples. Next is HON and its ism. If you see one of the 6 HONs that we did, inna, anna, kanna, laita, lakinna, la'alla, bi'anna, I think there were 7. So if you see those, and if you have, of course, with HONs, you will always have an ism that is in nasab status, whether it be just beside it or a little farther apart. That will be your mubtada. Eyes closed. You don't have to go looking for it. Inna or HONs with their isms will always be mubtada in a sentence. And the last but not least is independent pronouns. Independent pronouns will always be mubtada whenever they come in a sentence. And we did this example very extensively. Allahu huwal ghafurur rahim, right? So here Allah is mubtada, but after it you have an independent pronoun coming, so that is also mubtada. That is your second mubtada. Inshallah, we will see all of these in the examples that we are doing. Is that clear?
Yeah, one question I have after nasab, HON, there's a word, right? I mean, it's not always close to it.
Yes.
So the whole thing will be a bucket?
No. Just imagine inna and its ism having a wire in between, right? Remember, like toddlers, we put a rope on them or a holder on them so that they don't go too far away.
Right.
So that holder is in place no matter how far the ism is. That ism will be included in the mubtada bucket, but whatever is coming in between, we will have to see what is and in which bucket it might go.
Right.
But inna and its ism will definitely be in the same bucket no matter how far they are.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions in this?
Then it will be called muakhar, mubtada muakhar.
Yes, it will be called mubtada muakhar.
If it has a distance, right?
Because the ism, basically, why is a harf of nasab fragment called mubtada? You see, we say mubtada is the beginning ism, right? Inna is just a harf. So inna cannot be mubtada by itself. It needs the ism. So if the ism is later on, then we'll say it is later on. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem at all. Okay, so let's resume our example, and please take note of the method that we're doing it. This is what you will have to do every single time. So here we decided that it's an independent pronoun. It's an ism.
Ismiya, excuse me. Is it possible that all the sisters close the mic while you are explaining?
Sure, sure. What I'll do is I'll mute all. And if you want to ask a question, please could you unmute yourself and inform me of the question, because I can't read the chat along with this. Okay. So here you have an independent pronoun, which is an ism. That was the first condition. Then we analyzed it and found it rafa and proper, which is the second condition. And it is the topic or subject. That is the third condition for it being mubtada. Now what we will do is our next step is to go to the next word. We've done with the first word. Now we go to the next. And first of all, we analyze this, whether it's an ism or a fail. Can somebody tell me if it's an ism or a fail and the reason, please?
It's an ism because of the al.
Yes, it is an ism because al is one of the signs of ism. So we've decided that it is an ism. Now, after deciding it is an ism, again, like we did with huwa, we will analyze it, the four properties. What are the four properties of al-qahiru?
It is proper, rafa, Masculine.
Singular.
Right, singular. So this is Rafa and this is proper. So first condition, second condition, you have Rafa and proper. Now we have to decide, this is the second Rafa ism, but we have to decide whether there is any relationship between Huwa and Al-Qahiru. Is it a part of a chain or not?
No.
And what are the possibilities of a chain? When we say chain, we mean number one, Idafa,
Yeah.
fragment.
Mawsuf Sifa.
Mawsuf Sifa.
Yes, Mawsuf Sifa fragment. Then,
Mushar alayh.
yes, pointer fragment.
Ismul Mawsul and Silatul Mawsul.
Yes. But you're correct, Ismiya Mawsul, but I'm not going to write it right now. I'm going to write it at the end. So we are starting with the simple ones first, right? The 5 simple ones we did. H-O-N. Yes.
H-O-N.
Jar Majroor.
Yes, H-O-J fragment. Then,
Doesn't HOJ make it MBK? MB, yeah.
yes.
It's jar majroor.
But we are
Right.
seeing all the possibilities.
Right, yeah.
This will be, we have to check, or because if by chance it is, then of course we'll have to see accordingly. And
Okay.
this we do with every word, every other word after it. So anything can be possible. That's why we take all the possibilities, or whether it's possible there or not. So then you have the harf of ataf fragment. And then you have Isme Mausul and its sila. So these are the 7 fragments that we have done till now. There are more. Inshallah, we'll do them soon in advanced Nahu. But for now, you have these 7. So this step of seeing whether this bucket, the Mubtada bucket, goes on, is connected to the next word or not, we will be analyzing each word as this. Okay. Now, is any of these possible between Huwa and Al-Qahiru?
No.
Is
No.
it,
It won't fit on any.
Yes, because
Sister
Huwa is...
Asfiya, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Is Munada one of the fragments or no?
No. Munada will not be considered as Mubtada. It is something else. Ustaz said that when we will study Munada, Harf-e Nida and Munada, then we will understand. So when we were doing Mubtada, when we were doing Jumla Ismiya, Ustaz said that if you have a Harf-e Nida and Munada in the beginning, you don't consider it a part of, as such, the Jumla Ismiya. Why that is, that will be clear when we do it in detail. So for now, Munada and Harf-e Nida, we know, cannot be part of the Mubtada. And because they always come in the beginning of the sentence, they cannot be part of the Khabar as well. So we do not consider them for now as part of the sentence.
Jazakallah.
Why? Yeah. Okay, so this is our next step. We said that none of these are possible. So then our bucket for the Mubtada has ended and your bucket is still Huwa. Now here then we decide which bucket is starting after Mubtada. You have an ism, then you have it in Rafa and proper. And is Al-Qahiru a topic in itself, or is it giving you information about the Huwa?
Information.
It's giving
Exactly.
information.
It is giving you information about Huwa, that Huwa is Al-Qahiru. And because it is information, this is the third condition for your new bucket which is
Khabar.
khabar. So we have to delete this. So there's no relationship between mubtada and khabar. So your next bucket is khabar. Now, is this clear or any questions in this process?
We can also look this as the second rafa.
We could look it at as the second rafa. It is the second rafa, yes. And because it has no relation with mubtada, then the second rafa will be
Khabar.
khabar. Exactly. Although usually khabar is common, but there's always a special reason for it to be proper. It is again not ikhtisas. This just makes it a special meaning. Okay? Now
Can you
again,
please repeat that?
Ustaza, I have a question. You know, in order to know that Al-Qahiru is not another mubtada and it's khaba, we need to know that it's meaning. Otherwise, if we don't have the vocabulary, then we would keep calling it like mubtada, isn't it?
yes, yes. Meaning and is very important in deciding whether it is giving you information about the khabar, about the topic or not. So meaning will play an important role, and that will help us in ascertaining the family and the meaning. And because Al-Qahiru here, as you can see, if you remember your Sarf Saghir, it is family one, isme fa'il. Fa'ilun. Right?
Yes.
And Qahirun, the root letters, inshallah, when we do surf and advanced surf, inshallah, after we do our Nahu, inshallah, then we will see how to take root words and then how to ascertain the meaning of Qahiru. So Qahiru is Qaf, Ha, Ra, the root letters, and Qahirun means overpowering or a conqueror or a victor or someone that overpowers others. So here, the one who overpowers actually is giving you information about Hua. Is that clear?
Yes, sorry,
Yes.
Ustaza, you were telling us something about the al, al on khabar.
Yes,
So
it is.
yeah,
It is
does
a
give
little
some.
advanced for.
All right. Okay. Okay.
For now, inshallah, we'll do how when we do that normal structure. I think
All
we
right.
will do it on I think Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, inshallah,
All
and
right.
then we'll start discussing as far as we've done.
So up till now, we just need to know that the khabar is usually common, but in certain special cases, it is proper. That's it, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
perfect, perfect. Thanks very much. Jazakallah.
You're welcome, Maya. Okay, again, now after ascertaining that this is khabar, we will do the process all over again for the next word. Although this is slowing down, but in this way, we will not make a mistake and our rules will get all revised with analyzing the word and then trying to find a chain and then making a bucket. So in this way, you will be able to see the different buckets and you'll be able to translate it better, inshallah, because that is our ultimate goal. First, we do the grammar with the vocabulary and then we get the translation, inshallah. Now, Al-Qahiru is followed by Fawka. First, we analyze the word, then we see if there's a chain in between and make the buckets. So, Fawka, is this an ism or a fail?
It's a special mudaf.
Special mudaf.
Exactly. It is an ism because it is a special mudaf. Okay, analyze the word. What is the status?
Nasib.
It's
It's
Yes.
nasab.
And
Nasab,
number
singular,
and gender
masculine.
don't play a role here.
Mhm.
Fawqa comes with all numbers
Yeah.
and with all
Mm.
genders. And is this proper or common? We will decide after we see the mudaf after it. So is there any relation between Fawqa and Al-Qahiru? Remember the
That's
7
mudaf ilayhi.
fragments?
No, there's no special relationship.
Yes, there is no relationship between Al-Qahiru and Fawqa. Why? Al-Qahiru has Al, so it cannot be Mudaf, so your Idafa is out. Al-Qahiru is proper and Rafa. Fawqa is Nasab, so it cannot be Mawsuf Sifa. There is no pointer ism here, so it cannot be a pointer fragment. There is no HON or HOJ here, so it cannot be an HON or HOJ fragment. Then there is no harf ataf, so your ataf fragment is out. And there is no ismi mausul here, so that is out. So there is no relationship between al-qahiru and fawqa. So that's why your khabar bucket has ended. Is that clear? Why we ended the bucket?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
there
yes.
was no relationship between al-qahiru and fawqa. So your khabar bucket has finished. Now, what is, you decided that it is a special mudaf. Now we have to decide whether there is any relationship between fawqa and ibadi.
Mudaf ilayhi.
Mudaf, mudaf
Mudaf
ilayh.
and mudaf ilayh.
It's an idafa.
Yeah, so first, again, follow the process. We will take ibadihi and then we will see, is it an ism or a fail? Sorry, ibadi. It is
Ism.
an ism. It is a non-human, sorry, it is a human broken plural. Okay. So let's analyze ibadi. What is the status?
Jar status.
Jar.
Then
It is common.
No, it's proper.
It's light.
yes. But for now, let's just start with the number. What is the number?
plural and muscular.
It is plural.
Masculine.
Yes, it is plural. It is masculine and it is again
Proper.
proper or
Common.
common. We have to decide because
Okay.
ibadi is not ending. There is something after it.
Attached pronoun.
Yeah.
Attached pronoun. So it is
So
proper
you said
now.
that this is mudaf. A jar ism is coming after a mudaf. So what will it make it?
Zafan mudaf ilayh.
Mudaf ilay,
Mudaf ilayhi.
right? Then we see and noticed that it is light and null. So it is also mudaf. Do you understand what I did here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if a word comes after that which is proper, so it gives a status to this mudaf.
Yes, but we
And
have
then
to
that
get to
ultimately
the
gives to
end
the
word,
fawqa. Right.
right? We cannot decide the common and proper without considering the mudaf ilay.
Right.
But the problem is with ibadi, it is mudaf ilay, of course, because it is jar and coming after fawqa. But it is also light and null. So then it has something else after it. So then we cannot decide whether it's proper or common right now because it is still continuing. Okay?
So basically, ibadihi is idafa, right?
Ibadi is idafa, yes.
Yeah,
Also.
he is okay. He is mudaf ilayh, which is proper. So ibadi also becomes proper, and so does fawqa. That's how we go.
Exactly. But we have to go till the end and then go back.
Okay.
Right? So now you have ibadi, it is mudaf ilay to fawqa, but it is also a mudaf because it is light and no al itself. So then after he, you are having he after it. And what is he? Is it an ism or a fail?
It's an ism.
Ism.
Why?
It's a attached pronoun.
Pronoun.
Okay, attached pronoun to an ism. What
It's
is
proper.
the four properties?
Jar,
It's proper,
singular,
it's proper.
masculine, proper.
It is jar, right? Remember
Right.
when we did attached pronouns? If you
Right,
have an attached pronoun with an ism, its status will be jar
Right.
and it will be mudaf ilayh. So this is mudaf ilayh. Now because this mudaf ilayh is proper, now we can decide that ibadi is proper
Sister,
and fawka is proper as well.
sister, I have a question. How Ibadi could be masculine? Because it is human broken plural.
Human broken plurals can be treated as 1F and 3 reality. You can easily say 1F here too. Both will be correct.
And how do we know that Ibadi is a human broken plural? Is there a pattern?
Yes, broken plurals have patterns. We haven't done them yet. So for now, Ustad will be telling us. And the more we study Quran, the more we will come. Like, for example, we know that kutubun is the non-human broken plural of kitabun. So in this way, slowly and slowly, as our vocabulary expands, we will understand which words are broken plurals and which words are non-human or human. So it's just the expansion of your vocabulary that will help you the most right now until you do the scales of broken plural.
Can we use Ibadi 3F because Ibadi is a common word now?
Sorry, can you repeat your question, please?
Can we use Ibadi 3F? How do we know it's masculine?
Because it's not feminine in trait. It would be 1F or 3M.
Yes. Look, with plurals, when we did how to grammatically treat plurals and all of the different types, the human plurals, the non-human plurals, the sound plurals, the broken plurals, the only difference comes how to treat them grammatically. It does not essentially change the meaning of the word or the gender of the word. Is that clear? We just have to see how they are treated. There are reasons behind each treatment, which we will do more in detail as we go through to our advanced studies. Okay, inshallah. Why, yeah. So basically, it is the broken plural of abudun, servant. Okay.
What did you say? Abdun.
Yes. Why, yeah. So, for example, like Dr. Zakir Naik says that when you are starting to study Quran and somebody asks you a question, you go and you research on it, then you're a master of one answer. Then you give that answer and then he gives you another question, and then in this way you start being master of each question. Similarly, the more we study, the more we go through examples, the more words we come across. Inshallah, it will broaden your vocabulary one word at a time. So now you know that ibadun is human broken plural of the word abdun, and abdun means servant. So not only your vocabulary is increasing, but you are also studying and getting to know ibadun. Yes, Fatma, do you have a question?
Yes, do you know the Ustad said sometimes the khabar can be a fail as well? where will this apply? How will we know that?
Inshallah, we'll do those sentences. These are a few examples. I just want to make certain you know the process of how to solve a Jumla Ismiya. Then we're going to go to the next complex ones,
But
inshallah.
in this sentence, there's no Jumla failure, right?
No, there's no.
Even inside the ism. Jumla
Exactly.
ism.
Exactly. Bilkul.
Okay.
And that is the reason for our first step in each word, to see whether that word is ism or fail. Because in a Jumla Ismiya, if you come across a Jumla failure inside, then it means that your khabar is a Jumla failure, your khabar is starting. So inshallah, we'll see those sentences as well. So here we know that Fawka is related to Ibad and Ibad is related to he. So this is one chain. So this is one bucket. A chain will always be in one bucket. And what shall we name this bucket?
متعلق بالخبر.
Yes, because of the special mudaf, this bucket will be named as MBK. So now you have Mubtada, Khabar, and MBK. So what will it make it?
Jumla Ismiya.
Exactly. So now you can say that it is Jumla Ismiya. So you see how the process helps you to make the buckets and not to make a mistake usually.
Yes, Jazakallah. Very well explained.
Here's the normal order.
Okay, so let's move on to more sentences, inshallah.
Can I interrupt here, Sister
Sure.
Asfiya? As suppose in this sentence, there is a special mudaf. Say, for example, if Fawka was not there, it was just plain mudaf, mudafile, then
Yes.
which bucket do we put?
Then we would have seen what would have been like if it was ibaduhu,
Yeah.
because it is jar for a reason.
Okay, okay. Got it, Jazakallah.
Right? So then it would have been a khabar or a mubtada, and we would have seen if it has any relation with any word. So that's why it's very important first to analyze each word individually and then to see whether it is forming a chain with something. So that will help you to recognize in which bucket that will be going.
Okay, but sometimes suppose there is a chain.
I think an example could be, instead of having Fawqa Ibadi, could be, for example, Malik al-Mulk, which is an idafa, but then that would not be muta'alliq bil khabar.
Yes, it won't be a muta'alliq bil khabar. Exactly. Okay. Only special mudafs can be muta'alliq bil khabar. The
So
simple
basically-
idafas will either be in the mubtada bucket or the khabar bucket.
All right, yeah, that is what I wanted to know.
I have a question, sister. Instead of Fawqa, it could be used ala ibadihi, because in many other places it has been used ala ibadihi has been used. So is there a difference? I mean, I understand this jar majroor and special mudaf, but I mean, special mudaf has more power, or it's just for the language it's been used?
This is where I think balagha will come in. Because in many places in the Quran, what happens is similar ayahs are there with a little difference. And that difference is basically where we apply balagha and understand why Allah chose some words in one ayah and chose different words in another ayah, where everything else is the same. So that has more to do with balagha.
Jazakallah, thank you.
Why, yeah.
One question I have is MBK has two reasons, right? One is special mudaf and the jar, and it has to be H or J.
Yes.
A jar majroor, right? There are two reasons.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I would also like to interrupt here. Could we do the other way around? Like huwa is mubtada and the rest of the thing is khabar?
Yes, there are. Always remember, inshallah, when we do our advanced studies and when you start reading the grammatical analysis books, if you take 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 books and you start reading, almost everyone has a different opinion about the grammatical analysis. And that is the beauty of this analysis, because then you have a scope of different meanings that can be taken from that single group of words. So here, if I, let me just erase this so that we can see the sentence. Okay. Now, what you're saying that it can be a Jumla Ismiya again inside, is that what you're saying?
Yes. Khabar would be Jumla Ismiya again.
First of all, you have the Mubtada, right?
Yes.
Then you have another ism that is Rafa. But you see, for this to be Mubtada, your third condition, like it was Rafa and proper, this was ism, Rafa and proper. So till now, let's just delete this. So till now, both are isms, both are Rafa and proper. Okay. But the problem is, why can't we take this as a Mubtada? Because this is giving you subject or topic. And this is giving you information about the topic. So this cannot be Mubtada. Because for Mubtada...
No, I didn't mean that. I meant that huwa will be subject or Mubtada, and the khabar would include all of this total complete sentence.
Oh, okay. You're saying like this. This will be a single bucket. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
No, the problem is that Fawka is your special mudaf. And in a Jumla Ismiya, special mudaf will have its own bucket and it will be called MBK.
But didn't Ustad teach us like that we can go like that also?
That was in Jumla failure. The whole Jumla failure becomes one khabar.
That was in Jumla failure, but doesn't that apply here also?
No. Because you don't have a fail here.
Okay.
Sister, I think that if we go through examples, we will
Yes.
benefit so that
Inshallah.
we see different examples.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes, inshallah. We're going to see more examples and then we'll move on. Okay. Now here another example is okay. Again, we will do the same process, analyze each word and place it in a bucket. So wow is, what is wow? Is it a ism, fail or harf?
Harf.
It is harf of ataf. Yes. And because we know that harf of ataf, here it has nothing in before it. So we will ignore it because it has no grammatical effect on what comes after it. Okay, Anna. Again, is it an ism, fail or harf?
Harf of nasab.
Yes. It is harf of nasab. And when you have harf of nasab, what do you go out to look for?
Ismu anna.
Ismu
Yes.
Anna.
And what is Ismu Anna here?
Azaba.
Azaban Nari.
Azab.
Whole Azaban Nari, I think.
Yes.
That's why I tell everybody not to go and skip words. We do it word by word, one word after other word. Okay. So now Anna we know is harf of nasab, and its ism is long distance here. Azaba is the ism in nasab, right? We know it's ism, and then we analyze it. It is nasab, singular, masculine, and proper or common. We have to decide.
Can Lil
Okay.
Kafirina be nasab since it's Ina ending?
It is following. What is li? Is it one word, lil kafirina, or two words?
Okay, right.
Two
Yeah.
words.
So
Two
that's
words.
not
Lil
nasab.
Kafirina.
2 words.
So actually, it is this li
Right. There are 2 words.
plus
Okay.
al kafirina.
Right.
What is li?
Li is H-O-J, half of jar.
And what
So
is
that
al
makes it jar.
kafirina? Is it an ism or a fail?
Ism.
Is jar majroor now.
Yes. And what is the state? The 4 properties.
It's masculine, plural, and it's proper.
Okay. So this
And
is
jar.
jar. So this is, what is this? HOJ fragment.
Fragment, yeah.
Does inna and li have any sort of relationship?
No, no connection.
No connection. So it means that a new bucket is starting from here. Is that clear?
Yes, it's MBK, right?
Yes. Now, lil kafirina is HOJ fragment. It is MBK. Now we have to see whether al lil kafirina and adaba has any relationship.
No relation.
Out of the 7 fragments, is there a relationship possible here?
No.
No relation.
MBK Muqaddam.
No relation.
Yes, exactly. This is MBK Muqaddam. Why?
So-
Because it is coming before the ism of inna.
So this will have a special meaning, right?
Not special. It will be
Only.
why? We will see in a minute. So your MBK bucket is done. Adaba we decided was the ism of inna.
No. Azaba is related to Annar.
So it is mubtada muakhar. Okay.
Hello? It's
Yes.
light no al.
Yes, it is also light
second.
nual.
It's an idafa.
So it is mudaf. Exactly. Now we see the next ism because we have to see whether a new bucket is starting or the same bucket is going on. An-nari, is it ism or fail?
Ism.
It's ism.
What are the 4 properties?
Jar, singular,
It's
feminine.
Singular, feminine, and proper.
Yes. Feminine. Why? Because the
Arab said so.
exactly. Page 12. Okay. And what will it be if it's a jar coming after a mudaf?
Mudaf ilayh.
So your bucket is chained. So you have this whole bucket with the inna as mubtada. MBK is muqaddam. Mubtada is muakhar. And if azaba proper or common?
Proper.
It's proper because of the
An-nari.
mudaf ilayh.
Exactly. So you have I'll delete this. Sorry. We're done with this.
I have a question. Is there iktisas because the muta'alliq bil khabar comes before and the mubtada is muakhar, right?
That's what I was coming to exactly. So you have MBK muqaddam. Then you have mubtada
Okay.
muakhar. That is proper. So this will result in ikhtisas.
If the mubtada would have been common, what would have been the impact?
Then it would have been a normal sentence, and you will not have to add only or alone in the meaning.
Even if the muta'alliq bil khabar would be muqaddam
Yes.
and the mubtada would be muakhar, if it would be common, it would be no iktisas, right?
No, exactly.
So it has to be proper to have iktisas.
Yes. Yes. So here,
Sister, but I have a question. But in normal sentence structure, we have first mubtada, then khabar, then muta'alliq bil khabar.
yes, there are two. Again, we are going into abnormal sentence structure, but I'll just say that there are two normal templates. For Jumla Ismiya. Number one is Mubtada plus Khabar plus MBK. Right? Mubtada followed by only Khabar, or Mubtada followed by only MBK. These are all normal. Right? Number two template is MBK Muqaddam plus Mubtada Muakhar common. So I'm going to leave this discussion here because this is not the topic for today. But these are the normal Jumla Ismiyas. Okay?
Yeah. You know that Anna, that was the clarifier.
Yes.
And in that example, the khabar being missing, was it because it's understood?
Yes, it's understood. And remember that Ustaz said, if you do not have the khabar, if you do not see it in words, then it is in meaning. It is present, but it is in meaning.
Okay.
Now, how to ascertain what will it be? The more we study, inshallah, the more rules and the more rulings we'll study, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do our next example.
So in the two templates that you gave us, where mubtada and khabar is a sentence, mubtada and muta'alliq bil khabar is a sentence, mubtada and khabar and muta'alliq bil khabar is a sentence, and muta'alliq bil khabar muqaddam and mubtada muakkar common, they are sentences. In those situations, there is no iktisas or anything.
There is no ikhtisas, but special meanings can come, and there are different templates for that too. So we'll do that when we do the abnormal sentences, inshallah.
Okay, sure.
I've sent notes in the groups. If you do not have it, inshallah, private message me. I'll send it to you. I've made notes on abnormal sentences, and I'll add the Mubtada and MBK or Mubtada and Khabar as well, but that's understood. If they are in the order, whether you have one missing or the other, that's not the matter. So inshallah, when we do the abnormal sentences, we'll do which templates we can consider for ikhtisas and which for just special meanings.
I thought that when there was a flip in the order, there's usually ikhtisas, but that's when the mubtada is proper and not common, right?
Yes, ikhtisas will not always be there. There are certain conditions for ikhtisas. Otherwise, you will either have ihtimam or tawqeed, that is emphasis. So inshallah, we'll do that when we do that normal sentences, okay?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Inna shaytana lakuma aduwwum mubinun. Okay. So again, we will start with analyzing each word. Inna, is it a ism, fail or harf?
Harf nasab.
It is harf of nasab, exactly. So when we have harf of nasab, what do we go and look for?
Ismu has its victim.
What is the ism inna here?
Shaitan.
Yes. It is ism. Then we analyze it. It is in nasab status. One, M, P. And because it is nasab, ism, coming after harf of nasab, so we will say it is ism inna. Okay. Now so inna and shaitana are linked. So your bucket is continuing. Okay, there was an HON relationship between it. So you have it in the same bucket. Now we have to decide whether shaitana is continuing the chain afterwards or not. So then we come on to the word lakuma. What is lakuma?
Jar majrur.
It is la because it is harf of jar, and la has fatha on it because it is coming attached to a attached pronoun.
Attached pronoun.
Analyze the pronoun for me, please.
Kuma. Rafa. Dual.
Kuma is both
double.
of you, right?
Yes.
Both of you.
Masculine, feminine.
What is the status of kuma?
Kuma is Rafa.
Nasab.
Jar.
Nasab.
Attached pronoun can never be Rafa. It is coming after
nasab or
HOJ,
jar.
attached to an HOJ, so it is jar.
Jar.
Okay?
Dual.
It is two, dual, yes.
Masculine. Feminine. It is
Masculine or feminine, right?
Yes, both.
And proper.
Proper. Okay. So you have an HOJ fragment here. And there is no relationship between a shaitana and harf of jar. There can be no relationship. So what's happening here?
This is different
bucket
bucket.
ends.
Yes, the mubtada
Muta'alliq
bucket has
bil khabar.
ended.
Khabar muqaddam.
No, this is mubtada. So
Muta'alliq
your
bil khabar.
mubtada. Exactly. Lakuma is your next bucket and it is your MBK.
Muqaddam.
Exactly. Okay. Now, is there any relationship between kuma and aduwwun?
No.
No.
Kuma is an attached pronoun. It cannot be an idafa. It cannot be a, mudaf. It cannot be a mawsuf. It is not a pointer. It is not a harf of nasab. It is not a harf of jar. Then it is not an harf of ataf or an isme mawsul. So none of the 7 fragments can work here. So your bucket has ended. Okay. Then we analyze aduwwun. Is it an ism or a fail?
Ism.
Okay. Analyze it for me, please.
Rafa.
Singular, masculine.
Singular, masculine.
Singular.
We have masculine, common.
Okay, so common and rafa.
Ism.
First condition is ism. Second condition is rafa and common. Third, is it a topic or a information
makes it a
about the
khabar.
topic?
It's information.
Information. Khabar.
Yes, so all three conditions for khabar are met. So your next bucket is
Khabar bucket.
Khabar bucket.
khabar muakhar.
Yeah. You have to see back to you. The next one.
Okay. So this is Adu one. Now mubinun. Is it an ism or a fail or a harf?
Ism.
Ism.
Analyze it for me, please.
It's rafa.
R1 MC.
Masculine,
Masculine and common.
Mawsuf sifa.
describing.
We cannot say mawsuf sifa yet because it has three conditions. Always remember this. What is the third condition?
Is it describing? Yeah.
Because
It
if
is,
you have
it is
two
information.
isms, yes, because if you have two isms, they are both isms, they are both having the same properties, that does not automatically make them mawsuf sifa until and unless the third condition is also there, that one ism is describing the other. Because we miss this last condition, what happens is that sometimes when there is other relationships, we see them as mawsuf sifa. Remember, isme shara and musharun ilay have the same properties as well, but we do not consider them mawsuf sifa. We consider them as isme shara and musharun ilay. So if you just take these two and you say mawsuf sifa to everything, you will get it wrong sometime. So this third condition is very important if you want a mawsuf sifa fragment, that one ism has to be describing the ism before it.
Sister?
Yes.
So to the when you're saying it is just when we have to know whether it is describing the other the adum, yeah, in this case. So but here again you need to know the meaning to understand that, right? Meaning only will
Exactly.
help you, right? Okay.
Yes. And meaning you will see that this is starting with mu, and mu is isme file and isme maful,
Ism file, yeah.
which can come as sifas as well.
Right.
So
Ism file and ism maful come as sifas.
They can come as sifas, right? Muslimun, mu'minun,
yeah,
right? Salihun. Then you have many sifas come in that sense as well. Inshallah, we'll do that when we come to them later on. But for now, mubinun is someone who is clearly. So it means that aduun mubinun is actually a clear-cut enemy, an enemy that is very, very clear in its enmity. So aduun is your mawsuf now because it has a sifa describing it. So this bucket is continuing because it is a mawsuf sifa fragment, and your khabar muakhar bucket is done. Is this clear till here?
Yes.
Yes, so if there were two information in the same bucket, so that will be khabar 1 and khabar 2, right?
Yes, when there is no relationship between both, but they are both performing the task of giving information, then it will be two khabars.
Also, Sister Asfia, you said, sorry, were you saying?
No problem. Please go ahead.
You said that ism file because it's mu. That is one of the reason the word can be sifa. What is the other one you said? I didn't get it.
There are certain scales of words that come as sifa. but we haven't done those yet.
All right.
Okay, inshallah, the more we've just started, alhamdulillah. We have come a long way, alhamdulillah, but we have a long way to go yet. So as we go through our studies, we will inshallah find out the reason behind why we do things the way we do. Right now, we only are getting like, if this is this and this is this, then you will have this. But the reason behind why this is happening, inshallah, it will be advanced studies where you understand it.
Okay, so as of now, we just need to know that it should be a describing word.
Yes.
All right.
Inshallah. No problem at all. So here you have Mubtada. Then you have MBK, Muqaddam. Then you have Khabar, Muakhar. Right? So this will be special meaning as well, not ikhtisas, just special meaning.
Excuse me.
And that would be because of the flip of the order.
The flip of the order, also the presence of inna, which is for emphasis, used for emphasis.
So we say here it is a special meaning, not ikhtisas.
Yes. Yes.
What's the difference between ikhtisas and special meaning?
Ikhtisas means only,
Okay.
right? Exclusively.
Okay.
Alone.
Okay.
Special meaning can be an interest, showing of an interest, or emphasis, but it is clearly different from ikhtisas.
Okay, thank you.
No problem at all. Okay, let's go to sentences which have.
Excuse
Yes.
me, is etmam part of special meaning?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's go to Jumla Ismiya containing Jumla failures. We'll start with a simple Jumla Ismiya having a Jumla failure in it.
Are we gonna do in this the fi mahalli concept?
Fi mahalli concept will come in fi mahalli what?
Like fi mahalli
Yes,
nasab
yes.
maf'ul bihi.
Yes. Inshallah. Okay, nahnu khalaqnahum. Okay, this is a simple sentence. We'll start off with this, then we'll do a couple more with a little more words in it. So again, the same process. We start with one word, nahnu. What is nahnu? Is it an ism, fail, or harf?
Ism, special ism, it's independent pronoun.
Yeah. Independent pronoun. Zamirul fasl, right? And what is, analyze it for me.
Rafa.
Rafa.
Plural.
Plural. Yeah.
Proper.
Masculine and proper.
Nahnu is used for masculine and
Masculine
feminine.
and feminine.
Both of them.
Right? Okay. And we know that independent pronouns are considered as the
Mubtada.
Exactly. The invisible is concept that we did. Okay. Now we have khalaqnahum. Is there any relationship between nahnu and khalaqna possible?
No.
No.
Okay. Is this a ism, fail, or harf?
Fail.
Fail.
Yes.
Madi.
It is fail.
Fail.
Excellent. It is past tense. What is the inside doer?
Na.
Nahnu.
Okay. So you have the fail, you have the file. What is hum? Is it an ism, fail, or harf?
Ism.
Attached
What
pronoun.
type of ism it is?
Attached
It's
pronoun.
independent attached pronoun.
Yes. Analyze it for me. What is the status?
Rafa,
Nasab.
masculine.
Nasab.
Attached pronoun
It
will
is
not be Rafa
Nasab and jar.
Nasab or
Nasab and
jar.
jar.
Nasab or jar. Yeah,
because
so
it
in
is
this case it
attached
will
to a fail.
Fail.
We
Yeah.
know
It is
that it
nasab.
will be nasab.
Nasab.
Then the
Three.
other properties.
3 MP.
Plural,
Masculine.
masculine,
Proper.
and proper.
Yes. Because it is nasab and it is attached to a fail, what will we call this?
Maful.
Maf'ul.
Yes,
Maf'ul.
attached pronouns will
bihi.
always be maf'ul bihi.
Maf'ul bihi.
They cannot be any other type of maf'ul. So it's very easy. Attached pronoun, maf'ul bihi. That's it. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you have no other word after it. So it's ending here. So now you have fail, file, and maf'ul bihi. What will this bucket be called? What is this
Khabar.
jumla?
Failure.
Jumla failure.
Jumla failure.
But it will be khabar for nahnu, right?
Yes, because it is coming after a mubtada.
Yeah.
When you see a fail after a mubtada, it will be a khabar. So this will be a jumla ismiya altogether.
Yeah.
Right.
So we will say this is khabar, jumla failure.
Inside.
So jumla failure fi mahalli rafa khabar, because we know khabar is
Has to be
usually
Rafa.
rafa until and unless it has a reason to be nasab. So it is usually rafa. So because we are placing the whole jumla failure in the bucket of khabar, so the whole jumla failure is acting like an ism in rafa status.
And the whole thing is a Jumla Ismiya.
Yes. Because if you had khaliqun here, it would have been a khabar and it would have been rafa. So khalaqnahum is essentially playing the role of khaliqun.
Right.
So that's why we say fi mahalli rafa, in the place of rafa, and we call it the khabar of jumla ismiya. Will this be a normal sentence or a special meaning or ikhtisas?
Normal sentence.
Yes, it will be
Normal
normal
sentence.
because khabar is coming after mubtada. There's no flipping, there's nothing going on. Let's do another sentence. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Okay. So we will analyze it word by word. First is inna. What is inna?
Inna plus na.
Harf of nasab.
Harf of
It's
nasab
an
plus na.
ism.
Yes, because the normal harf of nasab is inna, but we have an alif after it, so something fishy is going on.
It's inna plus noun.
Plus na. Nahnu.
Right? If it was ana, what would it have been?
No.
Inni.
Inni.
Right?
And Acha, you're saying about ana. Okay.
Inni is inna and ana. Idna is inna and nahnu. So you have harf of nasab and its ism is attached to it. So what will this bucket be?
Mubtada.
Good. Mubtada. Then we see the word after it. Is there any relationship between inna and anzalna?
No.
No relationship.
How do we know that? We'll analyze the word first before we decide. Anzalnahu. Is it an ism or a fail or a harf?
Fail.
Yes. And how do we know? We'll go through the recognition exercises and all of that, inshallah. When we go there, we will discuss this more closely. Anzalna is your fail. It is what type of fail? Yes. Past tense. What version?
Nahnu version.
Nahnu version.
Nahnu is your inside file. So you have your fail, you have your file.
And who is
this-
maf'ul bihi?
Yes. And this is family. Which family is it? Can anybody tell me?
Aslama
family.
Yes, family 4. Excellent. Why do we need to know the family? Because that's how we will be able to translate it better or correctly.
Okay.
Okay. Who is it an ism or a fail?
Ism.
Okay, now we've seen that this is a fail, so there is no possibility of any relation, so we'll close our bucket now.
Okay.
And a new bucket has started, and we have to see till where it will go. Okay, who is your attached ism? It is attached is pronoun. What is the for properties?
Nasab and jar.
Because it's attached to a fail, so it will be nasab.
Because we have already decided that this is fail, so
Yeah.
attached pronoun to a fail will only be
Nasab.
Yes.
And
then
Singular,
masculine.
Singular,
masculine.
Plural.
Proper.
And because it is nasab attached to a fail, what will we call it?
Maf'ul bihi.
Yes, attached pronoun to a fail will always be maf'ul bihi. Okay. So this bucket is extending to who? Now, is there any relationship between who and fi?
No.
What is fi? Yes, because pronoun and a harf cannot have any relationship in this case. So, are what is this khabar? Remember? Fail after mubtada will always be a khabar.
في محل
في محل رفع.
Sorry? Yes.
في محل رفع.
Yes.
How it is fi mahalli rafa?
Okay. Because it is coming in the place of khabar, right?
Put
Okay.
the parenthesis, right, for Jumla filia over there before anzalna.
Sorry?
Do we put the parenthesis saying that the Jumla filia starts from anzalna?
Yes. Bucket or parenthesis, whatever works for you. No problem. Fi. Fi is HOJ. What is Laylati?
Ism majroor. Jar.
Majroor.
It's an ism. First decide,
for properties.
follow the process, okay?
Yeah. Mm.
So it will be ism. Then
Jar.
it will be, the 4 properties of it. It is jar.
Jar. Singular. Mass. No, it is feminine. Feminine.
Ta marbuta, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Proper or common, we have to
Have
decide.
to
next.
decide. Sing the next word. Yeah.
Okay. And it is also
Idafa. Yeah. Okay.
light and no oil.
Light and no oil. Yeah. So it's mudaf.
Okay, so fi Layla is connected because it is in the jar status. So it is ismi majroor,
Hmm.
but it is also a mudaf.
Mudaf.
Okay. Al-Qadri, is it an ism?
Yes.
Yes.
Jar.
Jar.
Jar. Singular. It is masculine. And it is proper. So that's why this will also be proper now. Mudaf will be proper.
Because this is proper, then your
Mudaf is proper.
mudaf is proper as well. So your bucket is still going on. It is
Continue.
connected. Now, fi Laylatil Qadr is what? Will it be an MBK or MBF?
MBF.
MBF.
Yes, because it is coming after fail.
Yeah, fail. Yeah.
Right? So this will be your
MBF.
MBF.
It is Jumla failure, whole thing.
Yes,
The whole
this is exactly
Jumla failure, which is a khabar for Mubtada.
Mubtada.
So that whole thing will be khabar now. Anzalnahu.
Yes.
Laylatil Qadri. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll write fi mahalli rafa also, right?
Yes.
Anzalnahu fi Laylatil Qadri, khabar for inna fi mahalli rafa.
Any questions with this?
And fi Laylatil Qadri would be muta'alliq bil fail, right?
Yes.
It would be fi mahalli what?
Rafa.
Muta'alliq bil fail is harf of jar, so it won't, we won't have fi mahalli in it.
Oh, okay.
Because why do we use fi mahalli? It's
When the
when
status
it cannot be the ism, and it cannot show either it cannot be an ism, or if it's an ism, it cannot show its status.
And then would it be maf'ul something?
Yes, you can have it. Then we can discuss that too. Okay.
Excuse me, how will we know that is mutalik bil fail, the whole thing?
That's where, because it is coming after a fail.
Yeah.
So it will be a mutalik bil fail.
And we can't call it mutalik bil khabar. Why?
No, why?
Because of the
Why?
khabar is fail, that's why.
Yes. And also, when you see the sentence just on its meaning, okay, don't go to the grammar part. Inna means indeed we. Anzalnahu, we sent it down. Fi Laylatil Qadr, in the night of Qadr. So, is Fi Laylatil Qadr more closely explaining Anzalnahu or Inna? So that's why on a meaning level as well, you can see that it will be mutalik bil fail, related to the fail.
Okay.
So and it would be maf'ul fihi.
Yes, that's where we are coming right now. Yes, somebody was asking something.
So about the mahalli rafa nasab, how we should say that? Will you please explain that thing?
Sure. I'll explain the fi mahalli.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
So, Assalamu alaikum. Fi Laylatul Qadr, can either be mutalik bil fi'l or mutalik bil ism, but you need to know the meaning to decide whether it is the mutalik bil fi'l or mutalik bil ism. Is that what you're saying?
Not only the meaning, if an HOJ is coming after a fail,
right,
then it will be related to the fail.
Okay.
And if it is coming after an ism, then it will be an MBK.
Yes, because Ustad said that once you see a fail in a sentence, everything following it will be part of the Jumla failure. So it cannot be
Yes,
MBF,
exactly.
MBK, right?
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, now with Anzalna.
So what the sister said just now?
Can you repeat it, please?
I said that Ustad said that when you see a fail, then after it, whatever comes is part of the Jumla failure. So Fi'l qadr is coming after Anzalna, so it cannot be MBK. It has to be MBF because it's coming after a fail.
Yes, true. Yes, Arif, this is
The whole
the
Jumla
session is being
would
recorded.
be the khabar.
Sorry?
The whole Jumla fi'liya would be the khabar of the mubtada.
Yes, now the fi mahalli tool is used when we are doing something that makes it very difficult to see the status of that thing. And by status of a ism, excuse me, or a group of word, we mean its role in the sentence. So here, because this whole thing is Jumla failure, and you don't have status in Jumla failure, right? Because it's a fail. Fail doesn't have status. But because it is essentially taking the place of a khabar, what is the usual status of the khabar?
Rafa.
So we take taking the place and rafa, and in Arabic we say this as fi mahalli rafa.
Okay.
It's just the Arabic way of saying that this group of words, because it doesn't have a status by itself that we can see clearly, we know that it is coming inside the bucket of khabar. And because khabar is usually rafa, so we say that the Jumla failure is fi mahalli rafa khabar.
Jumla failure fi
That's one question, sister. So this fi mahalli will be used only for khabar, not for mubtada, and we know that not for mutaliq bil khabar.
Fi mahalli is not exclusive to khabar, as we are going to see right now. The further we explain this, I'll give you another example within this sentence of fi mahalli. But I want to know, is this part clear? Okay. So now we delete all this and we focus on this part. Now focus on the MBF. So MBF is coming after a fail. We sent it down. The meaning here is fi laylatil qadr is in
the night of power.
Yes.
Destiny.
In the night of power. So if I say we sent it down, when? When did we send it down?
In the night of power.
So
It is
essentially your
maf'ul
mutalik bil khabar, your HOJ fragment is answering which question?
maf'ul fihi.
When.
Fihi.
So
Fihi.
usually we get this answered by a maf'ul. And what type of maf'ul?
Fihi.
When and where is maf'ul fihi. So your HOJ fragment is functioning as a
Maf'ul fihi.
maf'ul fihi. Now maf'ul fihi has a status. What status does maf'ul fihi have?
Nasab. Nasab.
Nasab. It's a maf'ul. Detail. Maf'ul will always be nasab, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here your HOJ fragment in a way is taking place of
Maf'ul fihi.
maf'ul fihi, which is in nasab status. So how do we say that in Arabic?
Mahalli.
MBF.
Fi mahalli nasab.
Yes. Fi mahalli nasab. Maf'ul fihi.
Okay, that also maf'ul
Okay.
If you're saying MBF and you stop at that, you're completely correct. You're completely right. But to get a more deeper understanding of what those words mean or what those words are, what role they're playing in the sentence, you can further explain it as this.
Okay.
So if any fragment takes the place of particularly like maf'ul fihi here, then we have to say fi mahalli nasab.
Yes, because the status you have to show of the bucket it is filling.
Okay.
Can you please explain?
So the more
And if
we
it is
do, yes.
Excuse
and,
me.
and if it is in the place of khabar, we have to say it is fi
Rafa.
mahalli rafa.
Yes.
Can you please explain maf'ul bihi fi mahalli nasab again?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we please go through this once again quickly?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going through the maf'ul fihi concept again. Now, for now, just forget mubtada and khabar and all of that. We'll just take the jumla failure here. Okay? Okay. Now here you have fail, file, and maf'ul fihi. Maf'ul bihi, sorry. Right? And after a fail, the HOJ fragment is called, what is this called? MBF.
Yes.
And that is completely fine. If you stop here, it's okay. You've got it. The jumla failure is done. But because there is always a purpose behind Allah using certain words, this fi laylatil qadri, this HOJ fragment, if we delve deeper into the meaning, anzalnahu, we said that we sent it down. And we know that by it means Quran. And this means in the night of power. So it is further explaining the fail. We sent it down in the night of power. But if we see that this in the night of power is also answering the question when. We sent the Quran down when? In the night of power. This is just another way to look at it for a deeper meaning. So because it is answering when, it is essentially functioning as a
Maf'ul fihi. Maf'ul fihi.
maf'ul fihi. And we know that maful are always ism.
Nasab.
So they
Yeah.
have a status. What is the status?
Nasab.
Nasab. So your HOJ fragment, which is MBF, mutalik bil fail, is acting in the place of maful fihi, which has the status of nasab. So what we say to further explain this is that your MBF is taking the place of fi mahalli. Fi mahalli means taking the place of. Fi mahalli nasab, because the status of the bucket it is filling now is nasab. So we'll say nasab. And why? We will give the reason of why it is nasab. Because it is acting like maful fihi.
Can you please quickly tell me about fihi? I just forgot.
No problem at all.
Sister,
Fihi
in
means-
this,
yes,
in this maful fihi, we will know only when we know the meaning of it, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Maful fihi is the essentially in a simple Jumla Ismiya, it is an ism in nasab status
In nasab status.
answering the question
When and where.
of when and where.
Okay, when and where is fihi?
Yes. Yes.
Fihi in it, right? Okay.
Yes. In what place, in what time? Okay. Let's go back to Jumla Ismiya.
Excuse me, sorry,
Yes.
Ustaza, is my statement is right that all the special mudaf, they are maful fihi?
In a Jumla failure, yes.
So is this right, isn't it? Because they're going to tell us the when and where.
Of course, yes.
That's perfect. Thanks very much. Jazakallah khair.
No problem. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go to some more sentences. Let's see. Summa. I don't know why I'm getting all of it with harf of nasab. Let's try another. Wallahu ja'ala lakumul arda bisata. Okay. Again, the process starts. Ism, fail or harf?
Harf.
Okay. Allahu.
Ism. Lafzul jalala. Lafzul jalala.
Lafzul jalala. Analyze it, please.
Mubtada. First rafa mubtada.
Rafa, single,
One
masculine, plural.
masculine, proper.
The first condition is ism. Second condition is rafa and proper.
Third is
Third
topic.
condition is topic.
Topic.
Exactly. So in this way, this is your
Mubtada.
mubtada.
Proper topic.
Okay. Now we have to see the next word and see whether the mubtada bucket is continuing or ended. Ja'ala. Is it a
It is
ism,
Madi.
fail or harf?
Fail.
Is fail. Exactly. Past tense.
It's
Excellent.
light and sort. Okay.
What version is this?
Hua version. Hua version.
So we need to see for the
When we
outside
have
word.
hua, then is there a possibility of outside doer?
Yes.
Yes, there is a possibility of outside doer. Is there outside doer here?
Oh, no, not there.
No.
No. So hua will be considered the inside file.
Inside.
Hua.
So you have fail and you have
File.
file. Okay. So as Ja'ala is fail and Allahu is ism, so there is no relationship possible. So your Mubtada bucket has ended.
So from Jala, that this will start, right? The parenthesis will start, right?
Exactly.
Jumla.
Another bucket is starting. And we know that fail after Mubtada is starting what bucket? Khabar bucket. Okay. Is what is lakum?
Jar majrur.
Jar majrur.
Jar majrur.
La is harf of jar.
Harf of jar.
Kum is ism.
Ism majrur. Independent pronoun.
No attached pronoun.
Attached pronoun, sorry.
And the analysis?
J.
Plural.
Masculine.
Proper.
Improper.
Yes. So you have, is there any relationship between Ja'ala and harf of jar?
No.
No. MBS.
Yes. So your fail
That bucket ends.
bucket
Khabar bucket.
has ended.
Fail.
This is HOJ
MB.
fragment.
Yeah. MBF it will be. Yeah.
Exactly. MBF. Okay. Kum is a attached pronoun. Al-arda. What is al-arda? Ism, fail or harf?
Ism.
Ism.
Yeah.
Analyze it, please.
Didn't have a reason to be it.
Nasab.
Singular.
Nasab, singular, feminine,
Masculine.
Feminine.
And
Proper.
Yes. Arda is feminine because the Arabs
upset.
Is there any relationship between kum and al-arda?
No.
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 So your MBF bucket has
Ended.
ended. Al-arda is nasab.
Yeah. So it is maful or it could be.
Yes. It is maful.
Where? Answer. So it is maful
And
fihi.
ja'ala lakum, he made for you. What is the question it is answering?
Where,
He
right?
made for you.
What is
Yes.
the what?
Bihi.
Bihi.
Fought.
Exactly.
Acha, what he made. Okay.
Because
for
it is
what?
answering what. What did he make for you? Okay.
Again, for this, you need to know the meaning, right? Then only
Yes.
you will be able to identify what type of maful it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. This is your maful bihi.
Bihi.
Now, is this related to this or not? What is this? Is it an ism or a fail?
Ism. Ism. Because it's
of
tanween
the
here.
tanween. Exactly.
Yeah.
Analyze it for me, please.
Nasab. It is singular. Male.
And it's common.
What is the word, sister? What is the word?
Bisata.
Yeah, but there's a B right before it. Bisat. Bisat.
Oh no,
Acha,
it is
bisat.
only one word. It is not harf of jar.
Okay.
How can we recognize like that?
When you know the words.
Yeah, meaning of the word, I think.
And also it does not end in like
And
jar,
if
right?
it was a
jar.
harf of jar, then you wouldn't
Jar
have.
nahi hai na. Ta pe jar.
You have it as nasab. So how can it be
Yes.
nasab after a harf of jar?
What is the meaning of bisata?
Expanse.
Okay. Achha.
If it is
Vasata pe hai, this
yes,
is vasata?
yes.
Okay.
Not wasata, basata.
Basata. Okay. Expands.
Let me see the dictionary and verify it for you. Just a second. In the meantime, tell me, it's an nasabism. So what is its bucket here?
It's part of the maful bihi or what?
Is there any relationship between al-arda and bisata?
Masu
No.
sifa. No.
No,
Al-arda is
No, no, no.
proper,
It's
bisata
No,
light.
no, proper
It is
and no.
common. Common ho jayega. No. So it is part of no. It's
Is
part
it
of
one
maful bihi.
maf'ul over there?
So it means that
It's
the bucket is
information about it.
adilla, but
It's an
it is
It's an
another
information.
ism. Sorry?
It's a detail.
It's
It
another
is
maful.
another detail, but it is not connected to the maful bihi.
Yeah, that is separate. Yeah.
It is still a
Expands,
nasab
right?
ism after a fail, so it will be maful. But what type of maful will it be?
How?
What is the meaning of bisata?
How?
Bisata means like a carpet or a rug or a
Oh,
winding
expanded, vast,
sheet.
vast. Okay.
How?
It is
The question will be how.
Yes.
Mufal.
Excellent.
Maf'ul
How?
Hal.
maful.
What maful will it be?
Hal.
Hal.
Hal. Excellent. Parenthesis closed. So you have fail, file, right? Then you have mutaliq bil fail, muqaddam.
Rija, light jala do.
Maful bihi muakhar and maful hal muakhar.
I have a question. Will al-ard bisata can be Jumla Ismiya on its own? Because proper is followed by common.
Al-arda is nasab without a H-O-N, so it cannot be mubtada.
Okay.
You know, I remember that Ustad said that when it's hal, it's like it's describing how the doer did something. You know, like I was eating while I was doing this, right?
Yes.
So I don't understand how this could be maf'ul hal. Allah, he created all of you, for all of you, he created for all of you the earth. What did he create? The earth, the vast earth or something.
Yes. And bisata is expanse. How did he create the earth?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Can it be mutalik bil fail then?
No, because
Mutaliq bil fail. How can it be mutaliq bil fail? Because mutaliq bil fail can only be an HOJ fragment.
Oh, true. Sorry.
in
problem, no
Jumla
problem at all.
Fi'liya, the mutalik bil fi'l is only HOJ fragment, right? Only in Jumla Ismiya is a HOJ and special mudaf of time and place.
Yes. Because when special mudafs come within a jumla failure, they stop being mutalik, they start being maful fihi.
Can you repeat that?
Pardon? What you
In
told?
jumla ismiya, special mudafs are considered as MBK, but these special mudafs, when they come in a jumla failure after a fail, they stop being mutalik and they start being maful fihi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they describe time and place.
Yes.
So Ustadza, al-arda over here is maf'ul, and the hal is the hal of either the file or the maf'ul. So arda, he created the earth. Basata goes perfectly well. And what was the hal of the earth? It was expanding. Is it like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I was trying to say, not maful. I was trying to say, could it be maful mutlaq?
No, maful mutlaq is something else. It's a masdar. I'm just saying that is it the hal would be a hal of file or maf'ul, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you're correct.
So over here, arda, it's perfectly goes hal. Basata perfectly goes the hal because it is
Yes.
telling the hal of the ard. What was the ard at that time? It was expanding. When Allah made
Yes.
it, it was. Is it okay? But am I right or wrong? Please correct me.
Yes, I think so. Because
Okay.
for hal for me is a difficult topic as well, which I haven't mastered yet.
Okay,
But I
all right.
understand and agree with your explanation. Jazakallah.
All right. Okay.
We can have it verified, inshallah. I'll check into it and then I'll send a group message about it. Inshallah.
I think it's telling the condition of the earth. So you are right that it's a hal.
Yes. Because sahibul hal can be file or maful. Inshallah,
Yeah, but
I'll
then
verify
hal
that.
is supposed to be the state of the doer, right?
It is the state of the doer, but here you have al-arda as well. If you don't have ism maf'ul there, then you won't have to consider it. For example, let me see this, just a second. I have to verify this because I'm unsure myself. We did some examples of maf'ul hal. I hope I can.
Satsa, I think it's better that you can post it later in the group,
Sure,
Right.
inshallah.
And go ahead.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
For
That's
now,
it.
for
Jazakallah khair,
now,
Jazakallah khair.
oh yeah.
There
For
was
now,
an
we'll
example.
give.
He told us that a patient teacher, and then he said a teacher who is patient. So hal is not permanent, but he was telling the difference between adjective and hal. So vast earth is a permanent thing. I think so. So I need a clarification on this, that how it is a hal, like maful hal.
No problem at all. Inshallah, I'll verify this and send out a note, inshallah, after the class.
So how long will be the class going?
We are just ending it. Actually, we are over time. So we'll end it on this note, inshallah. And inshallah, I'll look into this, how this is hal. And it does hal work as the sister said about file and maful both. So inshallah, I'll send out a note for this once I verify it.
And when actually the class will start? Because I think today it was a bit early than 9:30. So
no, I think actually yeah, let's just end the session first and the recording, and then we can discuss the start of the session, inshallah. So any questions apart from the hal question? Any questions that you have?
Can we have two mafuls for one fi'l?
Yes, you can have as many mafuls as you can.
Okay, thank you.
So when actually you start differentiating between Jumla Ismiya, that this is Jumla Ismiya and this is Jumla Failure, because now it's a kind of a guess game. We are not
It is
sure.
basically, as Ustaz said, that if the sentence starts with a mubtada, then if you have a fail after it, then that will be the khabar.
A khabar of Jumla Ismiya.
Yes.
Okay.
You see
And
here
that
we
khabar
did.
will be fi mahli rafa.
Yes.
Yes.
So this Jumla failure is fi mahalli rafa khabar.
Ustaz,
yes.
I found in my notes that there are few words which have two maful bihi. So jala is one of them. So can we say bisatan is also a maful bihi? Because
yes, it can.
That could be, yeah, it could be.
Yes. Excellent.
How come?
That just solved the
This is
mystery.
maful bihi one. Yes, so it won't be a maful hal. It will be a maf'ul bihi number 2.
Why?
Excellent catch. Jazakallah khair. This is a jumla. This is a fail needing 2 maf'uls.
Okay.
Why it's needing 2 maf'uls?
Because ja'ala means he made, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he made the earth. What did he make the earth?
Okay.
So, like ittakhadha. If I say I took, wouldn't there be a room for something else? Someone can ask me, what did you take? So fails
Ittakhadha
like
also have
jala.
2 maf'ul bihis, right?
Yes, so this isn't maf'ul hal here. It is the second maf'ul bihi.
But doesn't it, the question comes here that how did he
Yes,
made the
but
earth?
I remember that Ustad, because when we did this example, now after sister, I don't know, I'm sorry, I can't know the names of who's speaking when, but when he did those fails that need 2 mafuls, then he named both the mafuls as maful bihis.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
And
Mr.
which fields did he mention? It was jala and ittakhadha.